No one expected that two of K-pop's biggest icons today, BLACKPINK's Lisa and BTS's Jungkook, would finally be sitting side by side in one official interview, but what was most surprising was not where they were, but what happened when the cameras started recording. In a formal atmosphere and full of media scrutiny, there are strange moments that cannot be explained in the usual way. Gestures that are out of sync, silence that feels awkward, to subtle gestures that are unspoken but feel noisy to the eyes of the fans. What exactly is hidden behind this silent interaction? In a South Korean entertainment world full of scenario and image control, the appearance of Lisa and Jungkook on an interview set is a big surprise in itself. But their emergence isn't the only hot topic. In the now widespread video, there is an unspoken dynamic that makes the audience, even the body language analysts, frown. Lisa, known as an expressive and open figure, actually seemed to be holding back something. Jungkook, on the other hand, appears to be very careful in choosing words, like navigating an invisible minefield. The interview was structured in a standard format. Two idols sat side by side, answering questions from the host related to career, future and experience in the industry. But from the very beginning, there was an atmospheric tension that was difficult to ignore. Although both smiled, the smile looked out of touch with their eyes, and more like a social shield than a reflection of comfort. When the questions began to touch on the topic of collaboration and cross-group relationships, Lisa immediately changed her sitting position. Small, but very noticeable changes for those who are used to reading emotional cues from celebrities. The netizens did not remain silent either. They began to dissect second by second the recording of the interview. One of the highlight moments was when the host called out each group's name, BLACKPINK and BTS, two giants in the industry. What's it like to sit side by side today? Instead of answering lightly, Lisa stared at the table for a moment before giving a brief response. Jungkook smiled, but his lips tightened. The public began to speculate, was there a hidden history that made the two look too awake? There was also another speculation, that they had known each other for quite some time behind the scenes of the entertainment industry, but the relationship could never be brought to the public domain. In the interview, neither Lisa nor Jungkook ever looked directly at each other. Whenever one party speaks, the other tends to look away, unusual behavior in a typical interview. Even when asked about the possibility of a joint project, Lisa simply replied, "If the time is right, why not?" Without a single look towards Jungkook. While Jungkook only answered with a slow nod, the thing that sparked the most discussion was the moment in the middle of the interview, when Lisa's microphone was briefly interrupted and the staff went in to fix it. At that moment, the camera was still on. In those seconds, Jungkook glanced at Lisa and seemed to want to say something, but immediately dropped his intention and looked straight ahead. Lisa at first glance seemed to be holding back laughter, not a loose laugh, but like a spontaneous reaction that could not be controlled. The moment went viral, and fans began to speculate that there was nonverbal communication established between them during the interview. Some nonverbal communication experts from South Korea were even asked to provide analysis of the recordings. They noted several defensive gestures from both, hands clasped in each other's lap, shoulders tilted slightly away from each other, and longer than usual pauses in thinking time. All of that suggests there is interpersonal tension, whether it's due to public pressure, personal memories, or even unresolved emotions. Another interesting fact is that this interview was not held live, but was pre-recorded and edited before airing. But according to internal sources, a raw version of the interview was briefly leaked to some exclusive fan sites, and they claim that there were parts that were intentionally cut, including one segment when the host mentioned the word offstage chemistry. It was mentioned that after that sentence, the atmosphere became very awkward and none of them answered right away. Is it true that there are parts of their interactions that are considered too sensitive to be aired? The public was divided in response to this interview. Some see it as a manifestation of professionalism, two superstars who are able to sit together despite the pressure. But others see the strangeness in their emotional balance. Between silent gestures and restrained body language, it feels like there is a silent narrative that is stronger than words. In a K-pop world full of layers of symbols and closures, this kind of gesture can carry deep meaning. Beyond that, the fans also bring back old moments that can be puzzle pieces. like when they were caught in the same location in an event in Paris, or Instagram posts that allegedly show similar places in close proximity. Coupled with Lisa's very cautious expression as Jungkook speaks, the narrative that the two are keeping something becomes hard to ignore. Another gaffe arises from the way the respective agencies handle these media releases. YG Entertainment did not provide any teasers or promotions about Lisa's participation in the interview, whereas normally, Lisa's every appearance is promoted well in advance. Similarly, HYBE, who only mentioned that Jungkook will appear in a special program without revealing who his interlocutor is. Why are interactions of this magnitude kept tight until release? Wouldn't it be more logical if it were made the main highlight of the promotion? In the interview, the two were also given general personal questions such as what makes you most nervous in front of the camera? And Lisa's answer was quite surprising. He said, "Sometimes it's not the camera that makes you nervous, it's the person sitting next to you." The speech immediately invited wild speculation. Was he insinuating the situation at the time? Is it an honest statement deliberately wrapped in humor? Jungkook, meanwhile, when asked about the most difficult moment of collaboration, replied, "When you know what you want to say, but can't say it because too many people are watching." The sentence also left the audience speechless for a moment. As if he described the internal conditions that occurred when the interview took place. Lisa and Jungkook's interview lasted only 12 minutes, but the impact lasted much longer. Discussions, reactions, and emerging theories make this moment one of the most analyzed interactions in recent K-pop history. Some even refer to it as the silent tension interview, a metaphor for an interaction that seems mundane, yet holds so many psychological layers to it. What makes it all the more confusing is the reaction of the artists after the interview aired. Lisa didn't upload anything in the 48 hours after. Jungkook did not respond, even as the hashtag about their interview became a global trend. Their digital absence at the same time reinforces speculation that there is a certain communication or direction to let the cold atmosphere evaporate on its own. The question remains, what is really going on behind the camera? Why is the interview so emotionally quiet? Do they keep their distance from each other because of professionalism, or because of a past they don't want to open up about? There's no definitive answer. But one thing is clear, Lisa and Jungkook, in what should have been an ordinary togetherness, actually gave rise to an incredible strangeness. In a celebrity world where everything can be designed and controlled, it's moments like these that are most authentic, when body language and expression can't lie. Lisa and Jungkook may not have said much in the interview, but their silence and small gestures have opened the door to very wide speculation. To this day, the public continues to search for answers. Maybe they'll never say it directly. But it's also possible, as the interview showed, that some things can only be conveyed through silence, through gestures, and through the little things that actually mean the most.